You suck.
Guess what Santa brought me? Actually, no, it was my gambling addiction in crate pool number 42 that brought the Lenin. Oh my god, Mom! Get the camera! Was it worth it? Hey, we'll cover that for all of you Bolsheviks interested in what's under the hood, but I'm going to start the video by saying this. Massachusetts is better than Lenin. There, I said it. And funnily enough, I also said it 2 or 3 years ago in this other video on my channel while we bullied a Lenin mercilessly while in Massachusetts. Really, at the end of the day though, tell me how any ship in this game could possibly be worth the $170 I spent on crates. Is it just me, or did our community really overdo it this year with the loot boxes? Hey, myself included, I think I opened about 80 of them. At the end of the day, I'm here to tell you, none of these super priced ships are worth it. They're not worth the super low drop rates and the large amount of money that you might have to spend to get them. You can, in most cases, go buy a free global XP ship that will perform just as well. Definitely not worth the crate gambling. So just wanted to throw that out there. Also, this ship, the Lenin, was your guys' pick, so don't forget to vote for the next ship that you would like to see in the comment section down below. Also, do me a favor, hit the like button. That would help out a ton. Thank you. Anyways, Lenin is indeed a beastly battleship, and it's safe to say I'm pretty addicted to playing this thing, although it is not invincible. Its Achilles heel is having a limited number of damage cons, turrets that can get shredded pretty easily, bad torp reduction, among other things. If you use up all those damage cons, well, you're in a heap of trouble. Also, improper angling. If you're showing a little bit too much side, the Citadel is pretty exposed. So yeah, I'm going to explain why in this video I think the Massachusetts is indeed better than the Lenin. The first games, I would say they started off bad for me. Luckily, those terrible games were on stream with 100 or so people watching. Nice, but after getting a feel for this ship, it is super good and you can really carry some games when playing her. My sample size isn't so big at the moment for Lenin, but everything has been looking pretty good with this ship. After playing her more and more, Lenin started to remind me a lot of another super popular battleship at the tier, the aforementioned Massachusetts. Now, I would say this, Vladivostok is to Iowa what Lenin is to Massa, at least in my eyes. It's like this smaller, more petite gun platform with better turning circle and maneuverability for a bit less speed. It's perfect for me because in most cases I find more use out of the better maneuverability. You get the same guns basically as the Vladivostok, and you don't take the gun performance hit that the Massa takes from having the Mark 45 guns with the slower shell velocity from Iowa. So you get this small petite battleship with the same powerful guns. Arguably, the best part of Lenin is how tanky it is, with armor thicker than your mom. And check this out, look at this. I just came from playing the Grosser Kurfürst. You call this a superstructure? You got enough room up there for like 4, maybe 5 Soviet sailors, tops. But the beautiful thing is, unlike GK, it doesn't house 99% of your health pool. The Citadel is definitely vulnerable, so if you want to crush the hopes and dreams of a Lenin player, wait for them to show too much side and blammo. The other bad thing about Lenin that seems to happen, the turrets seem remarkably easy to knock out, especially the middle one since the barbette is kind of up and vulnerable. The Massachusetts, her turret armor is a little thicker but not much, but I think what makes all the difference is, it's sloped, while these Soviet guns are flat on the front and they just catch shells. It's no comparison that Lenin is a lot tankier than Massachusetts on the armor threshold. Sure, it's likely the most survivable battleship at the tier, I would say, with the 50mm upper belt and a 45mm deck. I mean, that is thick. Also, there is an icebreaker. The Citadel is vulnerable, like I said, though, so you have to be careful and angle well in Lenin. The heals, they're pretty mediocre on Lenin. They bring back about 9,000 health apiece, and you only get 2 of them. Massa gets 3, and the heals are better. So already we're seeing the survivability of Massachusetts being a little bit better. Getting focused hard in Lenin is rough, especially things like fires and flooding damage. Lenin can be in a world of hurt. Speaking of torpedoes, Lenin gets a 25% torp reduction. That is pretty weak. Massachusetts, on the other hand's torp reduction says F you and the IJN torp boat you rode in on. It is one of the best at tier 7. The guns, they're the same as Vladivostok except with better Sigma, 1.7 instead of 1.6. This isn't what I would call a sniper. Soviet battleships really in World of Warships Legends, they have decent accuracy sub 11 kilometers, but anything longer than that, it starts to get pretty wonky. So they're kind of close range, medium range, tanky ships and playmakers, I would say. That's what I would call these battleships. Now the Massachusetts is way more accurate. Oh, and it has a faster reload. Lenin's reload is 33 seconds base. That is pretty long. With the reload module and my build, it's still sitting at 30 seconds, bringing the total damage output down a little bit. Below average, I would say. One of my favorite features of Lenin, though, and with Kedrov it makes it that much better, is the turret traverse. It's less than 25 seconds on this build, and that is super fun. It's lovely to have a battleship that can whip the turrets around quickly. Is it really that necessary with the all-front gun design? Probably not, but I like it, so back off. The secondaries on Lenin, they're not much to look at. Neither is the AA, both of which pale in comparison to the big Mamie, who has super accurate long-range secondaries that light fires well, and one of the best AA suites at the tier. Which sucks at tier 7 because everyone and their mother loves to play the Saipan and the Kaga, and Lenin is super vulnerable to CVs. She's not that fast in a straight line either, 28.5 knots, definitely below average, but what is nice though for a Soviet ship is the smaller turning circle and the fast rudder shift time. After playing a few games in the Vladivostok, Lenin feels like a Corvette. To bring it all together, Lenin of course has the advantage when it comes to the armor and the small superstructure. This ship is remarkably hard to kill when played by a defensive player, and let's not forget the all-front gun layout. It makes it a pretty simple battleship to play. It's relatively easy to keep all of the guns in the fight. The armor pin of the AP and the velocity are much better on Lenin, so is the top speed a knot faster, and the rudder shift is 2 seconds better. But after that, I have to give basically all of it to the Massachusetts. Better health pool, better effective health pool, better torp reduction, better overall DPM, better secondaries, better AA by a mile, better turn circle, and they both about tie in concealment, although the Lenin is a 1/10 of a kilometer more stealthy. So it looks like a toss-up in some parts, but let's not forget this. The ace up the sleeve of Massachusetts. Remember how I said I acquired the Lenin? $170. Massachusetts, you can get her for free for 750,000 global XP. Boom, I rest my case. Now, if you're curious about my next 2 free tier 7 battleship picks, Monarch and the Flander, baby, be sure to check out those reviews next. Like and sub. This is Durka signing off. I'll catch you in the next one. I see ya.